Ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead. We are no longer beholden. If you thought the Paris Climate Accord was absolutely ridiculous, how they were going to take climate change, create a world bureaucracy that would supersede our freedom here in the United States, then that shit the bed, Freddie Jackson. They tried to do the exact same thing with the pandemic, using the World Health Organization to now create a global response to the COVID-19 virus, or whatever you'd like to call it today, and all of the infrastructure, all of the answers, all of this continued psyop in order for you to choose to give up your rights under your Constitution, your rights under God, to then exist under this globalist international umbrella that was going to be lorded over by the World Health Organization, and no more. And now you're free. Are you breathing as free as you possibly can without a mask on your face, as the meme that I saw today that says, "I'm not sick, and I'm not going to pretend I am to make you feel better. And if you don't like it, I don't care. If your mask works, I don't need to wear one." How about that, if you really believe in your heart of hearts? But in your heart of hearts, you don't believe that. You've found your newest place of victimhood where you then can lord power over other people by demanding that they comply with your demands. And nowhere in a free society do we comply with the demands of the mob. And it's that simple. We're watching the United States history now march almost hand in hand with the Red Revolution that happened after Mao killed more human beings than any other human being in the history of killing human beings. And after that, he went after rats, he went after mosquitoes, he went after bed bugs, and he went after sparrows. Do you realize that part of the Cultural Revolution, aside from hating your parents, hating the four old institutions, old ideas, let's see, there was four of them, and they hated old people along with it, and they had the same struggle sessions, which led to cannibalism, which led to flesh banquets. Go read the history right now, because you're living inside of this same history, folks. You have a Marxist insurrection now that has been caught co-opting progressive and liberal policies to use that as a weapon to beat you into compliance. It's a secular religion that has no forgiveness. You're either all in or you are their enemy. No matter what you've done, no matter what you've said, no matter how you feel, it is in their right as a mob to turn on those that are not as pure as other people inside of their group. And now we can see, you see it here on the Facebook page, that people want to come in. The reason I post things is the reason that I post them. If I take a 3-year-old zombie meme that someone 3 weeks ago turned into a quote-unquote rioter meme, and I post that, then whatever's happening in the zeitgeist on that day becomes connected to it. What did I add to it? Luxury vehicle. That's it. Luxury vehicle. And that was enough to have people fly off the handle. To have people share the meme and say, "Do you know this person with this sense of humor? How could you be friends with them?" Again, whether you do something or you don't do something, or whether they think you're doing something, it does not matter in this purity contest. They're looking for scalps. In this cancel culture, they're looking for scalps. And in the same way in communism, they got rid of the four olds. They got rid of the four pests: mosquitoes, rats, bed bugs, and sparrows, folks, because the sparrow was the bird of capitalism, and they believed that if they got rid of the busyness of the birds, then it would prove your virtue and prove your value to your other citizens, how much you love the state. And so they went around killing birds willy-nilly, like the psychos that they are. And so here we are, folks, in the United States. of America with our rights brought to us by God Almighty and held in place by the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. And we are here fully enjoying our day. 100% of, 100% of the time. That's it. You might hit a red light you weren't expecting to. You might get a bill that you thought was right. You may have somebody in your world that, accused you of wrong thinking, and they no longer want to talk to you. You're free. You're free from them. You're free from them in the same way that we're free from the World Health Organization. We're free from a globalist bureaucracy who was working to disarm folks. The Chi-Coms were working to disarm us. The Marxists are here to disarm us. They need you disarmed, they need you silenced, and they need you dead. They need the resources of the land, which is why they need to clear out the people upon it without wreaking complete havoc. The issue, and really the saddest part of this whole thing, is that China engaged in a one-child policy, and they engaged in it for so long, they don't have any 30-year-olds. It's not a thing that exists. And so now they're in a free fall, be it the sanctions, be it now that they've got saber rattling on the Indian border. We have now, how about this? They've already been tied to the virus. Every single country around the world now has a total that will be owed from that, and they're going to get it. China, in order to come back from this, to centralize power to the 2,500 men who run their country, is to somehow get 1.4 billion people to rise up in a sense of nationalism, and no one's buying it. In the same way here in the United States, we have the wings out there that are trying to outfringe each other and to move so far away from law and order in the sense and the center of what it is to be a peaceful, growthful, industrial nation here. Under our representative capitalism, they have a different version of totalitarian capitalism. And they need that to be brought here. And where we're finding the issues on the wings, where now people have to be so far extreme in order to get eyes on and to get folks to pay attention. Well, in their same sense, the 2,500 men running the country in the center are watching the public not buy it. And so we're going to have, TikTok's going to run its course. They understand now that it's a complete, surveillance spy tool. That, remember when Mike Pompeo talked to the governors here in the United States, however many we have, and he said, and I've said this before, he's like, China has a list on you. You're either pro-China, they don't know, or you're pro-America. And those are the three categories that I've been put on, that you've been put on, that our leaders have been put on, and their own people inside of their country have been put on. So now we're going to see the wings here in the United States lose, that the silent majority is going to rise up, that silent majority rising up is going to be the impetus, the wind at the back of the people fighting for a free Hong Kong, and that will awaken the great people inside of China, who the 1.4 billion of them will rise up against the 2,500 people. Just like the 357 million Americans are going to rise up against the somewhere between 5 and 15 million communists and Marxists that have been implanted throughout every level of our government, our economy, our intel, our military, our media pundits, famous people, and whoever the fuck. Some of the people have taken the money and they've sold out America to be the second place, and they got caught. They had already agreed that they were going to allow the United States of America to no longer have American supremacy, to move into second place, and to have China run the global economy using their Belt and Road Initiative, which does nothing other than offer assistance and offer goods and services that when the countries can't pay back, China comes in and takes the country. It's the same thing we're seeing now with our politicians who have sold us out. JohnToll.net. I've got dope shirts. It's at, let's see, weaponsgradefaith.myshopify.com. America first.